NEWS.MC on Monaco Info is brought to you by Monaco Legend Properties. Our exclusive interview with the personalities making the Principality.
My name is Richard Lambert, a senior partner at Burgess. I was born in London in the UK and then brought up down in the West Country in England, so in Plymouth. That is where I really developed an absolute love for the water and for boats from a very young age and started working for a company called Princess. That combined with becoming a sailing instructor as well when I was at school. My life's always been centred around the water and around boats. I think it comes from a very, very young age, and it just that's like fascination with the water and with boats. And I can remember sort of being that high and going down to the river and seeing the boats going along, small little sailing boats, and being absolutely fascinated by it and just desperate to get out there and get in these boats and have a go. And that's how I slowly developed an absolute love for sailing. And I used to do quite a bit of racing as well, and then became a sailing instructor. So I worked for Princess for a number of years. I moved to Mallorca with them, and then I started my own business there. So I had run my own yacht brokerage firm in Mallorca. Then after that, I joined Burgess. So that was in 2005, so 20 years ago now. So I've been with Burgess a long time, sort of grown up with them, I suppose, over that period of time, which has been, and it's been a really exciting journey. It's a great opportunity for us because we're 50 years old this year. So Burgess was formed in 1975. It was originally founded in London, but very quickly they moved to Monaco. So there was only about 3 employees. There were 2 in Monaco and there was 1 in London. So Burgess has grown a lot. So Monaco's always been right at the heart of us as a business. I mean, it is the capital of yachting, and we're now 270 people globally through 14 offices. So it's been a really quite an exciting journey over that last 50 years, and in the last 20 years that I've been involved, I've seen the company grow at an incredible rate, and where we've managed to achieve our position within the market now has been incredibly exciting. And and Monaco has always been at the heart of that. It's our second largest office. We've got 60 people here in Monaco. My first yacht shows were very, very different to the Monaco yacht show that we see here today. They were much smaller affairs. I think the first one I did, I was working on trying to sell a Prindle 17 catamaran, which is 17 feet. We've got tenders that are far bigger than that now than in the yachts we have in the port. So, and with the Monaco Yacht Show, I mean, it really is the most impressive yacht show that there is. It's right at the top of its game. It attracts the largest yachts. It attracts the most high-profile clients. And I think from that standpoint, the Monaco Yacht Show really does stand out in comparison to any other event globally. We're very much centered around, we have a big sales department in the sale and purchase. We also have a big charter department, but we are a 360 service company. So we've got a big operational management team. We employ about 2,500 crew across the yachts as well. So that's a significant part of our business. We've also got an insurance arm to our business. So what we try and do is to make sure that we're offering a complete 360-degree service to our clients, so a bit of a one-stop shop. And it's taking the hassle out of ownership. Actually, we get a client that comes in, whether they want to build, buy, charter, and they enjoy that process because we want to make sure that they're doing it again and again and again. And yachting can provide such an amazing lifestyle, whether you're just chartering for a couple of weeks or from an ownership standpoint, it does create an incredible lifestyle. And we just want to make sure that's as seamless as possible. And we get a lot of clients will come to us and they'll ask, right, I would like to buy a boat that will charter well. And that's a very key point because you need to make sure that you're buying the right yacht that will appeal to the charter market. So we'd work with you to be able to do that. I think it's very hard to turn around and necessarily talk about investment terms with yachting. It's definitely an investment in your well-being and your enjoyment. And I think buying the right yacht, you can protect your investment as much as possible. So I think it's very, very key to ensure that when you're going into buying a yacht, that you are buying the right yacht, because you will want to turn around and sell it in a few years. And it's key to be able to think about your exit strategy. So very important to turn around and get the right advice. And when you do, and you want to charge it out, then yes, we can balance that time. The most popular charter destinations is still here in the Western Mediterranean. And you're probably, if you're looking about 8 weeks to 10 weeks, when you're in that sort of region you will be starting to be able to cover your costs, hopefully, and put a bit of money in your pocket for your own enjoyment as well. But yes, I think it's primarily always make sure you're buying a yacht for the right reasons, which is you're going to make sure that you're going to get a lot of enjoyment out of it. Yeah, we have. I think one of our most popular charter yachts is Titania. She's a Lursen and she does exceptionally well on charter. The owner is very, very commercially minded, and sometimes I think the family may get asked to jump off if there's a charter that is there's a possibility of a charter. But the yacht does operate exceptionally well on charter, and it's a very, very good program. And you find a lot once a yacht builds a reputation for charter. And you'll find people will come back year after year after year, and if they've had a great time, they've enjoyed the crew, etc., then they will turn around and try and repeat that experience again. We've got an in-house team of naval architects and engineers. So we would work with an owner and then work with the shipyard, so on developing the right specification, the right design, so we'd bring the right designers in. So all of that is an in-house service that we've got. So we work very, very closely with the leading shipyards, whether they're in Northern Europe or the Italian shipyards as well, to make sure that we are delivering, in conjunction with the shipyard, the best yacht that they can possibly build. And it's making sure you're pulling all of these elements together. You've got the right client and you're matching them with the right designer, then with the right shipyard. You've then got the right build team. So as I say, we have our own in-house build team to make sure that we are delivering, or the shipyard is delivering on the quality, the specification and the design that the owner wants. So it's pulling all of these factors together, and when you've got the right team in place to be able to do that, then the experience is pleasurable and the end result is amazing. And as you look down in the port and see what's down there today, it's impressive. And there's a number of yachts down there that we have turned around and we've built from it being a blank piece of paper to the end result. So I think it's very, very important when you are looking at investing in yachting, whether it's chartering or buying, that you are speaking to a professional yacht broker. I mean, this week at the Monaco Yacht Show, there's a lot of brokers that you'll see that are going to wandering around the dock. But look for the brokers that are investing in the industry, that actually have the stands there, that have the presence there, that have the yachts there, that are members of the professional associations. And I think if you're doing your research, make sure you're ticking every single one of those boxes when you're looking at spending a huge amount of money. It is, and I think the market, the way that it's grown, has been phenomenal. I don't think any of us really would have predicted it to that degree either. I mean 35 years ago, if there was a 40-metre yacht, that was huge. And I can remember, people, it would be stand out. You'd see people on the quay, crowding around it, staring at it. But now, you go down into Port El Cue today, and the 40 metres are almost run-of-the-mill. They're sort of one of the mainstream. So I think the growth in the size of yachts that we've seen is incredible. And I can remember we were talking about the number of transactions over 100 million that were very, very few, and you could almost count on one hand, a number of years ago. And now they're more and more and more and more. So I think it's been a really interesting and quite exciting sort of journey that we've seen with the development of super yachts. I think it's not just in design and style, but it's in safety. I think that's been quite key. And I think you see the volume that you get out of these yachts these days, and that is also quite phenomenal. And I think the use has also changed, where it's less about sitting on the back of the boat and drinking the rosé, and it's more about an interactive experience. And I think that's quite exciting for us as an industry. I think people are very, very keen to be involved in water sports, getting into the water, being active and a bit more exploring the local area rather than it just being a status symbol. So I think that's also changed. It is probably the most tailor-made bespoke experience that you'll get. It's your own personal private floating island where you are turning around and tailor-making every single moment of your day to a certain degree to what you and your family and your friends want. And I think that is what makes it quite so special, because you're choosing whether it's the food or where you want to go or what you want to experience, what water sports you want to do. Every single item is going to be tailor-made for you personally. If you're looking at a sort of a nationality profile for yacht owners, generally 40 to 50% come from the USA. So that is predominantly the largest market. After that, if we're looking at as Europe as a whole, Europe is a very, very strong market for us as well. And then we're looking at the rest of the world, whether it's the Middle East, Australia, we've got a very, very strong client base down in Australia, and Asia is building. But predominantly it's the USA and Europe. There's a huge amount of work that the shipyards are doing in trying to move to a more greener environment. I don't think the final solution has been found yet. I think if you look at one of the latest launches by Fedship, which is 821, which has a hydrogen plant that's been fitted, now that allows for a limited period of operation, but I'm not necessarily sure whether that is 100% going to be the future. And as you mentioned, there's hybrid options that have turned around and been developed for yachting, and I think we're seeing more yachts come out with hybrid solutions. I think it's very much, it's a moving feast at the moment, and I think it's quite an exciting time, and I think it's going to be very, the next few years are going to be very, very key. I think it's very difficult to turn around and say exactly what the final result will be with that, but I mean, the shipyards are working very, very hard. I think we've seen where using heat recovery to run systems on board, to water filtration systems. There's lots of other aspects that are actually happening on board that are turning around and making sure that these yachts are operating in a much greener fashion. And us as a company, as well as Burgess, we support the Blue Marine Foundation. So every single bit of business that we do, we put some money into the Blue Marine Foundation, which is key for ocean conservation. A lot of companies within yachting are very keen to ensure that we are working hard to help preserve the oceans. It's a beautiful resource and it's how we earn our living, and I think we feel very indebted to ensure that we're doing something to be able to give something back. Yachting is getting greener and greener, and it's going to be very exciting, I think, over the next few years to see how that develops. All of us sort of have heard about Monaco for so long, and Monte Carlo and the glamour, and it's such a famous location. So I think it's very hard to say when I first heard about it. I do remember my first visit to Monaco though, and that was, I was doing a boat delivery from Mallorca up to Monaco. And so I first arrived in Monaco by boat, and we came in and we got a berth in Fontvieille and then tied up there, and I was quite young at the time, and we just decided, right, it's a great opportunity. So we explored Monaco for the first time, but no, I arrived by boat for the first time. Monaco for me at the minute is the best place to be. I think it provides an excellent lifestyle. It's a very safe way of living. You have excellent healthcare. There are a lot of ticks that you have in Monaco. I mean, plus the climate. I mean, we're very lucky to live in this environment with the sea on one side and the mountains on the other. And I love to ski. So for me, it's a fantastic location to be able, during the weekends, to be going up and enjoying our local ski resorts. So it does provide an awful lot, I think, Monaco, and I think that's why it continues to be such a popular destination, for clients and for people who are looking to create a lifestyle around, good food, safety, weather. It still stands out. There's such a perception that everybody in Monaco is a multi-billionaire. And it's not the case. There is, a lot of people here that are living a very normal life and working and doing day-to-day jobs. And that actually, I think, is that group of people. That is also what makes Monaco special and what makes Monaco tick, because it's got a good community for 12 months of the year. It's not just a holiday destination where you've got two or three months where it's busy. Monaco has a community and a heart that actually is 12 months.
That's all for today. Thank you for watching NEWS.MC, your English rendezvous on Monaco Info. Discover more interviews and stories on our websites, NEWS.MC and MonacoInfo.com. This show was brought to you by Monaco Legend Properties.